What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to be back. Um, I'm not gonna be on here long. This is a weeknight for me, a school night. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit. So for those who that support me, if you would like to come inside the chat, I would appreciate it. It's safe, especially for those who are my supporters and subscribers. I will be doing a hey Vetted, what's good? What's good? It's good to see you, Vetted. Yeah, I've been staying out the streets a little bit. I kind of just been taking my time and observing and kind of sticking to myself, Vetted. But I'm so glad that you are here. It's always good to see you, Vetted. It's always a blessing to see you. I'm just gonna, hey, Dre, what's good? What's good? Yes, make sure, hey, gangs and reps, how you doing? Make sure you guys, when you come in, press the like button. What's up, Chicky D? You've been working and working. Yes. Like I told y'all, I don't know if some of y'all I told that I finished my fall semester. What's up, Rich? What's good? What's good? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Um, I got a 4.0 this year, so I am thankful that I got through this semester. Hey Annie, how are you, sweetie? I'm glad that I got through this semester with a 4.0. That is a blessing within itself with everything that I had to deal with this year, going to school, working, um, trying to do YouTube and keep my head on, and, and not lose it. That takes a lot of determination. Thank you so much, guys. Is there anybody's birthday today or anybody's birthday that's coming up? Please let me know. Yes, thank you, Chicky. Um, Anybody birthday coming up? What's up, Gartrell? Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm really proud of myself. So this past couple of weeks I just been doing me, staying out the way, observing and doing some other things on the side. So I'm just gonna always be prepared. And this 2024, there's some things that I'm about to do, some things that's gonna be a surprise, and yeah, you'll just have to wait and see. If you don't believe me, just watch. So, Annie, when is your birthday? My birthday is Saturday. Okay, Annie. If okay, mine is the 16th. Wow. So happy birthday to those that are your birthday is the 16th, and then your birthday is let's see. You said my birthday was Saturday. Okay. So wow. Okay, my I had two cousins on your birthday. Yeah, so okay, happy birthday. It's a Sagittarius season. Even though I try not to get into signs, but that's the sign that I was born under. So I just, just kind of put that out there. So happy birthday to you guys. Um, I'm going to do a giveaway today, and it's two people in here. So I'm like, ooh, I might can do one giveaway. I don't know about two, but I hope that this year will be better than the last. That you really take every day and be grateful for them, and live it to the best of your ability. Well, guys, the name of this title is it's real simple. You see what's going on today. It's what the hell is going on in the world. And if you see the thumbnail that I put up, you see the world is burning, and it's like the world is really on fire, and it's really not good. Because thank you so much, Dre. Because as we live in this world, we see a lot of things that's going on. in the news, and some of it is fabricated and some of it is not, because we know that sometimes the news be making up stuff a little bit worse than what it is, and then sometimes it's just as worse as what they said, or more. There's people out here doing some horrific things to other people, to their children. You see it in social media. There's more and more things going on with the bullying, the cyber stalking, all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of things going on in the world, and I always say that it's a lot of demonic energy, and it's even more. I don't know if y'all guys are familiar with the CERN, and how the CERN was basically putting dark matter over here in the universe, and how a lot of the dark matter, it's like a lot of negativity, and it's basically like a portal from this world to another dimension, and that other dimension may not be a good thing. That other dimension may be something that is in the universe that we don't need to let come over in this universe, but it is coming over here, and it's dark matter, and it is bringing a lot of negativity over in the universe, and you can see it how people act. Hey Vance, how are you, sweetie? How people act and what they do. It's really a lot of demonic activity going on, and I'm also going to have an open panel. Oh, God is very displeased right now, without a doubt. Oh, yes. If you believe in a spiritual world, if you believe in there's a God, you with all the stuff going on, you can imagine how he's probably upset with the people of the world. I always say the world is not bad, but the people are bad sometimes, and sometimes it's good people are few and far in between. I have dealt with a lot of people, and when it comes, hi Matthew, how are you, sweetie? When it comes to um bad people, I'm not going to say it's more bad people out here, but I will say that good people is few and far in between, and they're rare. It's rare to find genuine people. It's rare to find people that, hey Tay, what's good? It's rare to find people that do things out of a good motive. Hey, natural too, what's good? Good to see you. And guys, I will be doing a little short Cash App gift. I said a short. I will be doing a little uh um little Cash App for someone in here today. I want to be a blessing to you guys, not only with my words, but if I can bless you with some lunch or something like that, I want to be able to do that. Because like I said, it's more better to give than receive, and don't give because you're wanting to get it back, but give it because you just want to bless somebody. So anyway, um you just see a lot of that kind of stuff going on, and it really, um if you are not careful, you can kind of get in to some of the ways of this world, what's going on. Okay, your technology, hey, I'm learning as well, so you're not by yourself, Matthew. So when we look at certain stories, like the stories with Sean, P. Diddy, and some of this, we're gonna say allegedly. Hey, Captain Wolf, what's good? Hey, CC, it's good to see you. Um, how allegedly he may have something to do with the death of his ex-girlfriend, baby mama. Allegedly he was torturing, being a very abusive physically, mentally, emotionally to the singer Cassie. Allegedly, he was sexually abused some of his musical artists. And I'm just gonna say allegedly, but but really, he has a bad reputation, and I want to know, why is it that it took so long for somebody to say something? Is it the powers that be that protect these type of people in the industry? Is it the powers that be that protects people that shouldn't be protected? I don't know if you guys heard of it. A Hollywood executive, and I'm going to share this, a Hollywood executive son. Now, this man, young man, has been in money all his life. He married someone, and he decided that whatever him and his wife was going through, not only was he going to kill his wife and his mother and father-in-law, he also chopped them into little bitty pieces, as well as put them in garbage bags. And as he put them in garbage bags, he decided to see some Mexican immigrants that were working in that area in California. And so he gave uh, the uh, the Mexican immigrants, he gave them some money and he said, "Hey, if you could just dump this for me, you can have this money." Well, they started to, because he said it was bags of rocks. So the Mexican immigrants knew something wasn't right. So they looked in the bags and they said, "Uh-oh, this doesn't look right." Right. And so they decided to take them bags right. Look, I'm being my country voice, right back where where he got them from, where they got them from. And he had to dispose of those guys. Hey Don, what's good? He had to dispose of those remains. And say, for instance, if the Mexican immigrants were stopped by policemen, with those bags, they more than likely could have gotten in trouble for that and could have been blamed for that. And with them not being able to speak English, maybe, because, some of them can, but some of them can't. That could have been an issue, and then they could have gotten deported. Hey, Meek Meek, what's good? Oh, okay. Well, you have a good day at work, and I know your birthday is coming up as well. And so, happy birthday to my girl Meek Meek. I think it's coming up. Is it the 13th? So yeah, your birthday's coming on the 13th. So, wish Rich, Meek, and Annie a happy birthday. And I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share a couple of things with you. And I just want you to see how there's a lot of hell that's going on in this world. And sometimes sometimes it's it's really in your neighborhood and you don't even know it. Or it's somebody in your family. It's somebody that you used to know. And you'll find out how a lot of things that you thought people were doing good. You thought people were actually living a good life, and then you find out that, oh, they got killed by their boyfriend, or they killed the children. Things like that. And you're like, what is going on in the world? Why is it so much demonic energy going on in this world? And it's like people, they see it, but they don't see it. Like I said, you could be living next door to your neighbor and you don't know what that neighbor is doing. You have no idea. And I'm going to share this a few things with you, because I think so many people are on this app, but they lose sight of reality because they're on this app all the time and they don't see what's really going on in the world. And it is a lot of stuff out here that we are not aware of, but it's like the devil you don't even know. And that's the sad part about it. I'm gonna share this with you.
Are missing is now under arrest after a grim discovery. Kana Whitworth is in Los Angeles with the details. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. Detectives here in LA had a busy weekend after partial human remains were found near a dumpster. And now this morning, Samuel Haskell is behind bars as the search intensifies for his wife and in-laws.
This morning, new developments in a murder mystery rocking Los Angeles involving a former prominent Hollywood agent's son. The Los Angeles Police Department investigating new surveillance footage of what appears to be a man dumping a large, heavy item into a dumpster where part of a body was later found.
Next to Citibank on Rubio, possible body-sized trash can.
The video evidence and vehicle information leading police to the home of Samuel Haskell IV, who's now arrested and booked on suspicion of murder. Law enforcement officials say they're currently looking for Haskell's wife, May Lee, and her parents, who live with them and their 3 young children. And while it's unclear how long Haskell's wife and her parents have been missing, police say they responded to a call to the family home last Tuesday after reports of possible human remains in a plastic bag.
When the officers responded, nothing was located. There was no evidence that allowed the officers to make entry into the home. The bags that were described were no longer outside.
The following morning, police responding to another call about human remains in a black trash bag, this time found at a dumpster 5 miles from the home. Police there finding a female torso inside.
It appears that there's definitely a connection with Mr. Haskell.
Authorities then searching Haskell's home.
Once officers made entry, what was discovered was evidence of a crime, including some blood evidence and other items.
Haskell taken into custody while shopping at a nearby mall. The 35-year-old is the son of Samuel Haskell III, the once prominent agent to stars like George Clooney and Ray Romano. He served as CEO of Miss America until 2017 after resigning due to a scandal.
So right now, authorities are trying to identify the remains that were found. Authorities also say that the couple's 3 children were located and they are unharmed, and Haskell is set to appear in court later today. Guys.
Good to know.
What do you think? Why do you think this man had the audacity or felt like it was okay to do what he did? Is it because it's something that he saw growing up? Now, this Hollywood executive, he has had numerous of reports of women that have been sexually harassed and treated very poorly in the pageants that he was over, in the Miss America, where he was allegedly that he was sexually harassing some of the women there in the pageants. And he also had a reputation of being very rude to a lot of his employees. So I don't know if you guys remember that movie was it Eyes Wide Shut? I think I'm saying it right. The one movie with Nicole Kidman, and it was Nicole Kidman. Hey YouTuber, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much, Tuber Chat. I appreciate you. With the movie with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. This particular movie shows, Eyes Wide Shut. This movie showed particular about the secret societies, the executives, the people that are in the high echelon of society. These are the people that are doctors, that are the plastic surgeons, that are entertainers. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you, Tuber. Thank you so much. These are the people that actually, hey Elohim, how are you, sweetie? These are the people that have a lot of pull in society. Things that you won't be able to get away with, they will be able to get away with. And they make secret pacts, and a lot of people say, oh, this stuff is not real. Well, if you're not in the in crowd, you would know that, right? But there's been more reports that has been coming out in the last, I would say, 10 years of different secret societies and how these are the makers and shakers of the world. And they're in the entertainment industry, such as this particular gentleman that is a big time Hollywood executive. But what did he do in his household to make his son, I would say, get some of these characteristics or some of this, I don't know if it's the audacity, but he felt like he could do so. He was entitled, or he felt like he was entitled to do something like this. There has to be something that went on in his house that he's seen. It's a lot of things that these people do behind the scenes that are horrific, things that you would never imagine that they do to other human beings. And I don't care what nobody says, there is a thing they call human sacrifice. And these people, and some of these people do it as rituals. And this is how some people climb up the ladder. They have to make sacrifices, whether it's for sacrificing someone else or sacrificing themselves or something in their life they have to give up, a part of even sacrificing their own identity. And this is where a lot of people go into the MK Ultra, to where they are programmed in their mind to be and act a certain way. They are no longer themselves. They are very numb to reality. And that, yes, and it's very unfortunate. And if you look up anything about MK Ultra and programming, you will see a lot of I would say handlers in Hollywood, or the people that are groomers that groom some of the entertainers. They have to get these people's minds programmed. They can no longer really truly be themselves anymore, because they have to give that over to live this type of lifestyle, because this type of lifestyle requires a lot of sacrifice. So if your dream is to be famous, like, you're going to be hitting your head in a wall, because you're going to find out that the grass is not always greener on the other side. And you will see how some of these people's minds are distorted. And just to go back to this man, how, what did he see in his household? Why didn't he have any guidance? Why didn't he have any morals to know that what he done, or what he did to his own family would be okay? To dismembered his wife and his mother-in-law, his father-in-law, and thank God he didn't do that to his children. So you have to understand that these people's minds is something that they have saw, that's something that they have experienced. And a lot of times these people that have these high positions, and they're very high, high in society, they do a lot of things that you would never think somebody would do to another human being. And it's just absolutely evil. And it's beyond your wildest thoughts. And it always goes back to when I used to talk. I did a live when I was talking about the music industry, and how a lot of these entertainers, executives, music, actresses, actors, they look up to a man that has been called one of the most evilest men um, in the world, and that was Aleister Crowley. They look up to this guy. This guy used to eat his own feces, as well as had multiple orgies, as well as had intercourse with children. Hey, 4115, what's good? Good to see you, sweetie. Yeah. So you see all of this. Thank you. I appreciate you, Matthew. So yeah, it's just really bizarre what we're seeing today. And this is what I'm telling you guys. It is evil out here. It's evil more than you can ever imagine. Just think about from the years, I would say 10 years ago, it was a lot of bad things going on, but it seems like, to me, it's gotten worse. It just seems like it's gotten worse. So I'm going to share a few more with you guys. See, mom who lied. Okay, this is another thing I wanted you to see, and how even mothers are not really mothers anymore. It's like they lack a natural affection for their children. Have you seen more mothers killing, or ending their child's lives? for no reason. It's just because they're tired, or they feel like they just don't want their kids anymore. It's more and more of that happening every day. Usually most mothers, I know back in the day when I was growing up, you know, as a child and, a baby in the 80s and 90s, you would rarely hear of things like that. The most that I would hear about was the lady in Texas, um, I think, that drowned her kids in a tub. And I think that was, when was that? I think that was in the late 90s. And then it was also another lady in Houston, stabbed her children. I think she had five and stabbed her children. I think all of them are deceased. But that was the only thing. I didn't hear of it all the time like I do now. So I want to share this with you guys. I thought this was the craziest thing. And I got this from Anna Solves TV. I subscribe to her. She has a lot of different crime commentary on here. It's really good. So, sub up to her. She's really good.
Of squalor in Blackstone, Massachusetts. It's been several weeks since police found the remains of three. Many unanswered questions as the horrific child neglect case in Blackstone unfolds. New focus on who knew what.
He found out back in August that the 3-year-old and 6-month-old children living upstairs were his.
I was crushed. Did she do that?
This is Erica Murray. She gave birth to 7 children, some of which she did in secret in her bathroom. Then she raised them in secret, locked in a room full of waste. When detectives broke into her home, some of her children were not even alive. Erica had never phoned a doctor or law enforcement. She was charged with just about every crime you can imagine. But how on earth did this person come to have 7 babies? And why did she treat them in this horrendous way? Let's explore the full story of Erica.
Let me tell you about some of these people. And see, this kind of stuff makes me angry. And this is one of the reasons why I might be going out of education into human health services, behavior health, because it's a lot of people that you will find out that are mentally ill. They have no business having children, let alone a dog or a cat. They have so many mental issues. Some people have, that it's very detrimental to themselves and to other people. And then with most of these people are unchecked. They have unchecked diagnosis. So they don't get the counseling they need. They don't get the medication that they need. And a lot of it's because some of them are ignorant to the fact, but some of them feel like they're okay and they don't need any help. I have been kind of dabbling in the health and human services, and I see how, especially in the minority community, some people believe that they're okay when they're not. Some people don't even know that they're mentally ill. And that's where you have a lot of issues in the world where they have children and then they do things like this. Now, she is a Caucasian woman. And even in some of the Caucasian community, they are ignorant to some of the mental health. I would say some of the mental health centers. Like, it's a center here in Dallas, Texas, called Metro Care. Metro Care is funded by the government, and it's basically helps people in the minority community, in the Oak Cliff community, that struggle with different type of mental illness, whether it's schizophrenia, bipolar, multiple personalities. They offer counseling, they offer medications, and they offer a lot of different services. They give you a case manager, whether you need housing, food, shelter, so they really try to help people that do struggle with mental health, and try to give them counseling and medication so that they can make them a I would say successful member of society, or to help them to gain maybe I guess gain a more healthier perspective about their life, just help them to just have a better life than what they had before. And some of this helps people and some of it don't, because some people belong basically with a in an institution. But some people can actually live with bipolar or live with schizophrenia and learn to manage it, do with medication, with counseling. They can sometimes manage it, but it really depends on each case is different from the other. Some things are more extreme, some things are moderate, and some things are something that's very manageable. So a lot of people in communities are not aware of this service, but you find out that some people, like maybe her or a few others, they know that something's not right, but they still continue to keep doing what they're doing and destroying not only their lives, but other people around them. And it's unfortunate that children have to suffer for their parents' mental illness.
Murray and the tragic case of her 7 children. Trigger warning, this is one of our toughest cases yet. Watch with caution. On August 27, 2014, 10-year-old Nick Murray was hanging out with his friend and neighbor, Pete, in Blackstone, Massachusetts. Pete's mom, Betsy Brown, left the boys riding their skateboards in the driveway while she ran some errands. Before she arrived at the grocery store, her son Pete called. He was crying. Frantically, he asked his mom to come home quickly, as he couldn't get the babies to stop crying. "What babies?" she asked. Pete was calling from inside his friend Nick's home. Betsy had never been inside the Murray family home. It always smelled like poop and it looked unkept. Betsy assumed this was because the family had 2 bloodhounds and were a bit short on cash. Nick's mom, Erica, had confided in her before that she struggled financially. All in all, Betsy didn't feel enticed to visit that home, nor was she ever invited in. But now, her son was in a panic, and she knew she had to check the situation. So she drove to the Murray home as fast as she could. There, she found her son and Nick waiting in the driveway. Even from the front yard, Betsy could hear babies screaming. With a scared face, Nick led Betsy upstairs, where a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old were crying their lungs out. Both girls were wet, soiled, and caked in waste. They were kept alone in separate rooms. To say the house was in disarray would be a grave understatement. Betsy remembers an odor that marked her for her life. The smell was overcoming. I can't even describe it. It was a horrible, horrible smell. There was just trash and stuff everywhere. Before Betsy could investigate any further, she called 911. She knew this was a case for the detectives. Within minutes, Blackstone officers arrived at the Murray home. What Lieutenant Gregory Gilmore noted in his report was stomach-turning. The 5-month-old girl was lying on her back on a filthy mattress covered in waste. She was clothed only in a soiled diaper. Next to her was a dead dog. Gregory couldn't even open the door to the second upstairs bedroom. The room was filled with trash, to the extent that the door would only move a few inches in. There was human waste smeared on the walls. The smell was bad enough to have all detectives retch or rush outside to throw up. Gregory noted that the baby looked as if she had literally been dipped in waste. Soiled diapers were stacked foot high all around the first floor. Downstairs was no different. Trash, moldy food, food containers, and dirty clothing were all forming piles throughout the house. There were a few areas in the house where you could walk on the floor. Most of it looked like a garbage collection point. There were flies and maggots all around the kitchen, and the entire house was filled with mice and rats. In the basement was a dog. This one was alive, but the poor bloodhound was kept in a crate and underfed. In that house lived Erica Murray, her boyfriend Raymond Rivera, 4 living children, and the lifeless bodies of 3 babies.
3 babies were lifeless. She had 7 in all, and 3 were lifeless. What the hell is going on in this world? Again, it's not the world, it's the people in the world that make it bad. You have two grown people with children that's over children. Parents are supposed to protect their children, they're supposed to guide their children, and they have these children surrounded around all this filth. A 5-month-old covered in filth in her own feces. Then you have 3 lifeless baby bodies. What the hell is going on in this world? You have people like this that live next to you, that go to your son or your daughter's school. You have people that you wouldn't even think that this is going on in their house. I have a student that is a foster kid, and he has 3 other brothers and sisters, and he's the youngest. His mother and the mother's boyfriend kept them in a dog crate. They were kept in a dog crate. They ate, they drank water in a dog crate. The mother allowed her boyfriend to put her children in a dog crate, and they stayed there until someone got wind of it, reported them, and then social services, came to CPS, came to basically rescue them. There are children that are living in some situations that you couldn't even imagine or couldn't even make it out of. What is in her mind? What is his mind to say that this is okay? Not only is there some mental illness there, but that is absolutely evil to the core.
At around 4 p.m. that day, the detectives were still at the Murray home when Erica arrived with her 13-year-old daughter, Kayla. Detective Anthony Longori greeted her. Where would you even begin a conversation with this person? Anthony asked Erica where she was, and she said she'd left her house at around 10 a.m. as she had things to do. Anthony then told her it was unacceptable to leave young children alone, locked in rooms, in that condition. Erica just said, I know. Around the same time, Child Protection Services arrived at the house to pick up Erica's 4 children. Erica did not even react. She just sat on the front porch, staring blankly with a disheveled face and hair. The only concern Erica voiced was that her cat escaped the house. But
my God, so your cat is more important. Your cat is more valuable than your children. Lord have mercy. These people. Hey, Worldwide. Hey, everybody that came in. Shakira. Who else? Sick'em Dogs and Russell Red. Russell Red, I'm really mad at you, Russell Red. You traded me. You traded me, Russell. I'm so disappointed in you. Russell says, do you think it should be a law that you can have kids if you are diagnosed as mentally ill? And also if you have drug addiction? I'm starting to think yes in this day and time. And let me tell you why. This is a prime example of why some people shouldn't be having children. Period. This is a prime example. Just like I was telling you about the student that I have. He is an autistic child. Most of the time, he cries a lot because that's how he expresses himself. So I'm pretty sure the boyfriend was irritated with him crying, and with the other kids, whatever they had going on, put them in a dog crate. So they're in the dog crate crying. They eat in the dog crate. Like I said, they drink water in the dog crate. All of this is going on, and the mother is just sitting there watching her children in a dog crate as if they belong there. There is a lot of people that definitely, if I would say some people don't even know that they are mentally ill. Like I said, it's a lot of people that walking around here bipolar as hell. And they know it's something wrong, but instead of them going to seek and get help, they don't do it. But yes, I do believe that. Is that possible? I doubt it, because I just think the world is too far gone. Like this should have been enforced long time ago. Uh, when I would say maybe back when my grandparents was coming up, but see that kind of stuff, it was a lot, even mental illness then. It just wasn't talked about as much as it is now. But it's a lot of people. If you have any type of drug addiction, if or alcoholic addiction, I have another foster child. He has alcohol fetal syndrome, so half of his brain is not functioning well. But there is a part of his brain where he can reason between right and wrong. But some of his brain, like I said, is not functioning, and it causes him to have retardation, or what they call it, intellectual, because they call it ID. So it's like intellectual disabled. So they have basically retardation. That's just a nice word, but it's a retardation. um he's very slow in learning, but he's very fast with learning rap songs. He's very fast with doing wrong. He does that very well. So the alcohol fetal syndrome messed up half his brain, even I believe with some of his reasoning to know really right from wrong sometimes. But he knows how to cuss you out. He knows how to throw things at you. He knows how to hit you and bite you. But to learn his ABCs, to learn his words, to learn how to add and subtract, that is something that he struggles with. But because his mother not only was an alcoholic, but she was a drug addict, this is what the result of all of that. And this is in when you have a child, when you do these type of things, when you're pregnant, and then you bring a child into this world, you are sometimes taking a risk by doing that. Not only for you as a mother carrying a child, but bringing a child into the world with those type of problems. It's going to be harder on that child in life to have some of those issues. And it's going to be very hard for children like that have, that came from a mother and father that have struggled with mental illness. I could tell you all types of stories, and it would blow your mind how many misfortunate children that we got out here. I have one little boy, he's very loving, but he does have very extreme mood swings where he'll throw chairs and tables. I mean, he's just very volatile at times, but he can be very sweet. So he goes between that and this over here, where he's volatile. But guess what? His father is his grandfather. So his father slept with his mother, which is his daughter. So he has another brother, and they're both ID, intellectual disabled. And I hope I'm not offending anyone when I'm talking about this, but this is why you have to be careful what you do to your body. And unfortunately, I don't know this situation where if this young lady was raped by her father, or not. I don't know, because I don't know the full story of how this all occurred, but I know that his grandfather is his father. Also, his grandfather is a transgender. So you have a lot of, I'm telling you, a lot of things going on in families. You would be in awe if you worked as a, in social services, where you're working in CPS and you're working as a social worker, or in your or caseworker, a case manager, and you're seeing all this stuff. It's to me, you would almost really, I'm gonna say, sometimes take some vacations mentally because it is so much that you would never think that people would do to children. And even with me being a teacher and seeing all this, I'm not even in, I'm not even in you know, in social services yet. So just think, I'm gonna hear about even more things. Hey Shamrock, what's good? I'm going to hear about even more things that people are doing to children. But when I heard that the grandfather was the daddy and then he wanted to be a woman, that blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I'm like, now I see why this child goes through extreme moods. And you see this woman, see the woman that I showed you, she's more concerned about her cat than she is about her own child and the three babies that's up in the attic or wherever they were that's dead. These people are sick. And unfortunately, they don't even realize it. CPS sometimes needs to do a better job with vetting some of these people. If you get a call, if somebody has reported a child abuse and things of that nature, they need to take that a little bit more serious than what they do. In California, just recently, it was a number of teachers that saw bruises on a child. They did absolutely nothing. They questioned the child, and I guess the child did tell them that it was their mom that did it or the dad that did it, but they didn't do anything. They didn't report it. And when they, did, I think the CPS, they came by and checked, and they thought everything was okay. Those same parents ended up killing that child. Hey, Starseed, how are you? So this is what I'm telling you. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. And it's like, if y'all are so busy looking at all the drama that's going on YouTube, stuff that ain't really that important, stuff that's really stupid, and then y'all missing out on really what is going on in your neighborhood, in your in your community, or just in your family. It's people in your family doing stuff that you would be amazed. Like, look around you. Get off YouTube sometimes and and really pay attention. And when you see certain things, report it. I understand the thing about being no snitch, that that's in the hood, being not snitching on other people. But when it concerns somebody like a child's well-being, you need to get beyond that. So, I don't mean to preach, but I just wanted you guys to know that this stuff is real. And just pay attention and get beyond the YouTube, because it's a real world out here and we're missing it. Thank you, Star C, for coming through. I appreciate you. Exactly. See something, say something. Right. Share another. Thank you, Flip, for coming through. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all see a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna move on.
Her poor cat was better off on the streets than in that house. Later, at the police station, which was just down the road from Erica's house, Erica told the officers that the girls she kept locked upstairs were a secret from her husband. 31-year-old Erica lived with her boyfriend, Ramon Rivera. He was the father of all her 4 children. And yet, he only knew of the two older ones, 13-year-old Kayla and 10-year-old Nick. The two young girls, well, Erica had kept them a secret from everyone she knew. Her older kids had caught glimpses of them, but Erica told them she was just babysitting. According to Erica, she was embarrassed she had two more kids that she could probably not afford. And that's not all. Within the next week, detectives found something else in that house: the skeletal remains of a child in a closet. When the detectives asked Erica about it, she said, "Oh yeah, I had a stillborn child before my 3-year-old. I didn't know what to think. They weren't breathing, they weren't alive. I didn't feel a heartbeat. I wasn't thinking. I felt like I was in this all by myself. I didn't know who I could trust."
So you mean to tell me you've been with a woman and you didn't know if she was pregnant? Like that's stupid to me. Very stupid.
But those were not the only remains they found that day. There was another lifeless body in a onesie and another one in a box. This third one still had its umbilical cord and placenta attached. The detectives concluded it was a stillborn. In their report, detectives wrote that the babies' bodies were jellyfish-like. I don't know what that means, and I'm not sure I want to know. Erica had given birth to them in secret in the upstairs bathroom. Somehow, she had even kept the pregnancies a secret from her partner. None of her younger children, dead or alive, had seen a doctor. When asked why she had never taken them to a doctor, unlike her older two kids, Erica just said, "I don't know."
Wow. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Well, I can tell you one thing. I know that you are a very sick person and you had no business having any type of children and then kept having them. That's what's amazing to me, people's mindsets. You can't afford children, but you continue to have them. Wow, amazing. I'm going to, hey, no lies told. I'm going to put the, hey, Selena, hey, girl. I don't, all right. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Anybody is more than welcome to come up. I'm just, like I said, I don't even know how to, I don't even know what to think about these people, in this world. I just know that make sure that you are mentally sound when you are having children. Um, don't just don't put yourself in a situation if you are not ready for life. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. Don't do it. You know? Um, and I just hate that this has all happened, to these children. I really do. I really do. Thank you, Sigum Dogs. Yeah, it is awful. I don't know where Russell is, but I'm going to get you, Russell. We'll get you. He probably gone anyway. But I'm going to get you, Russell. You know what I'm talking about. Let me see. Y'all remember this story? It came out of Bronx, New York, about a young man that was brutally murdered because he was false identified as someone else. These people didn't even take the time to see if this was the actual person before they took someone's life. This was a young man that he didn't even graduate from high school. Unfortunately, this happened, but there was justice. They were sentenced, I believe, for life. But it didn't even have to happen. I'm going to share this with you guys because I don't know if you guys seen the story.
Yeah, but first, there's justice for Junior, 4.5 years after he was brutally attacked and murdered in a case of
Hey, Garrett.
identity. Thank you for joining us for the Pix 11 News at 6. I'm Erin LeBeau. Tamsin has the night off.
I'm Corey Chambers. The last of the more than dozen men convicted in the attack on Junior Guzman Feliz in 2018 was sentenced today. Junior's mother, who said that she's made peace with the outcome, but she says she wishes the punishment had been more severe.
Yeah, James Ford is live outside the courthouse in the Bronx with more. James.
Yeah, this happened in the summer of 2018, and really this whole city, in fact, the nation was rocked by what happened. And now, all these years later, justice, according to the district attorney and many here at court, has been served. One by one, 5 men were led into the courtroom in the final act in the quest for justice for Junior. The 5 were all charged in the June 2018 death of the 15-year-old who was a police explorer. His dream was to become a cop. The convicted killers in the case, all Trinitarios gang members, had mistaken Junior Guzman Feliz for a rival gang member, and his beating and murder were captured on surveillance video, sparking widespread outrage. His mother addressed the 5 defendants in Spanish through a translator. The district attorney hugged the mom, who also said she'd wanted each man to get 300 years in prison.
I don't blame you.
Danilo Payamps Pacheco got 12 years. Gabriel Ramirez Concepcion, 12 years as well. Then,
okay, so I misquoted that. They got 12 years. I'm sorry.
Ronald Urena spoke, asking Junior's mother for forgiveness. But
I really didn't have much to do or anything to do with what happened to him in the end.
But the judge cited a 2014 weapons charge in Urena's record.
That resulted in a 3-year probation sentence. So, no, it's not the first time.
Urena got 15 years in prison. So did Jose Tavares. And last was Daniel Fernandez, who also spoke.
Your apologies cannot bring a person back. And I understand that's, I don't know. I can't go in people's heart to see their sincerity. But I will say is your apologies for most people can go straight to hell because no one wants to hear it. And then you really, when you look at some of, like, especially this young man's face, to me, there's no true remorse. But again, I'm not in a person's heart, so I cannot see. But 15 years in prison is definitely not enough.
But Judge Ralph Fabrizio became angry.
Hey, Juicy.
He gave him 18 years in prison. Junior's mother spoke after the sentencing alongside the district attorney.
If it's me, for me, would be more happy if they could have life in prison without parole.
Outside court, Junior's mother told me no matter what role defendants played, they're all guilty.
No matter what, they have the intention to kill because they all was aware what way they're going to do it.
And in earlier trials in this case, Jonaike Martinez is...
Okay, so one of them did get life without parole. Okay. The other one got 23. I thought they said 15 years, 25 years to life, 25 years to life, and 25 years to life. Okay.
Estrella, convicted of the fatal blow, got life without parole. 6 others were sentenced to 23 or 25 years to life.
Oh, okay.
The convicted masterminds of the attacks, Diego Suero and Frederick Fenn. And earlier this week, one defendant got 12 years. One other person involved in the fatal attack, Kevin Alvarez, worked with prosecutors. His testimony led to the other convictions. In exchange, Alvarez got time served behind bars. Meanwhile, Junior's mother, Leandra Feliz, told me that she is still waiting for divine justice in this case.
Right.
Reporting live from outside the courthouse in the Bronx, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.
Well, we do have a big.
And see, this is unfortunate. This young man was a hard worker in school. He made decent grades. He was very active in sports, as well as wanting to one day be a policeman. And you see how his life was taken from him. Someone that was falsely identified as someone else that he was not. He was a young man that wanted to do something with his life. And unfortunately, he's not the only young man or the young woman that has lost their lives due to someone taking it, taking their life because they were falsely identified or because they just didn't like that person or it was out of jealousy and envy. This is not the first, and this is definitely not going to be the last. There's young women and young men that have been through this same thing, and their lives was snatched from them because of someone that was evil. He wanted to do something with his life. He wanted to be a valuable person to society. He wanted to support his mother and take care of his family. And unfortunately, he can't do that because you have young men that have not been trained properly or disciplined as a child, that don't have a heart, that's full of envy, hate, and they believe that they have the right to take another person's life just because this person is affiliated with another gang. And you know, we all have some people in our family that are out there. Most of my cousins in Cali, I have a huge family in Cali, they're all rolling 60s Crips. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that they didn't have to, but because another person is not affiliated with them and they're in a different gang, they had to take other people's lives because of that, because of a name, because of a color, right? And this is why the gang culture is very poisonous to the society, to especially to the Black and Hispanic community. And there's other ethnic groups that have gangs as well. So, you know, let's not forget that. We ain't gonna put everything on Hispanics and Blacks because it's, you know, mob, Russian mob, it's all types of different gangs out there. But that is really poison to our community. And it destroys young men and young women that actually want to do something with their lives, that actually want to make it out the hood. And they can no longer do that. And that's the unfortunate thing. Rest in peace. I hope this young man is at peace with God. I hope that his mother can find peace, the little that she can, because I hope that if I do, have children, that I will never experience, because I have heard that that's the worst hurt, to lose a child, and especially a young child, especially a child that was obedient, a child that wanted to really do something with their lives, a child that brought joy to people's lives. That is very, that is some pain that no parent should have to face. But unfortunately, because we are in the world where it's full of sin, it's full of people doing their own will, you have situations like that. And sometimes situations just happen, out of our control, out of another person's control. And all I can say is death is definitely inevitable. I'm going to share one more video with you guys. Well, probably two more. I saw something on Willie D. Did y'all think that Mary J. Blige, they said that Danny Boy that used to be with Death Row, he said that Mary J. Blige was a groomer, and basically a groomer in I would say is identified as a person basically that grooms another young woman or young man into, basically it's like molestation, and they call it a groomer. And I'm gonna find out some more information on that. But they groom the child to, I guess, be more to make them more sexually experienced. I'm going to share this is Willie D,
who came out as gay a few years ago, told a wild story on, I can't remember which, was it Vlad? Well, he told the story, I believe, on both podcasts, Vlad TV and Art of Dialogue. But he talked about how he was at this hotel room after the Source Awards, back when Suge Knight made his infamous Come to Death Row speech. And he said that Suge called him to his hotel room and said, man, this girl wanna meet you. The girl wanna holler at you, something like that. And he said he goes down and it's Mary J. Blige. And, next thing you know, they sitting on the sofa, and he's sitting on the sofa, and then Mary lays her head on his lap. Now he's starstruck because he's saying that, hey man, it's Mary J. Blige. And, what's wrong with that? A male and a female hooking up, what I'm saying? Like each other, they vibing, they chilling. What's wrong with that? A whole lot if one of them happens to be underage and the other is a full-grown adult. Now, this is according to Danny Boy. Now, this is my first time hearing about this. I don't know what happened, how it got past me, but this is my first time hearing about this. This is old news, but it's my first time hearing about it. And so I had to do a little digging. Let me see what's going on around here. I thought it was very telling how people responded to the news of Danny Boy claiming that Mary J. Blige groomed him at 15, 16 years old. And Mary J. Blige would have been 23, 24, somewhere around that at that time. Now, keep in mind, fam, this is all alleged, but so is all of these other accusations against men, all of these prominent Black men. These are accusations. This is all alleged. There is no proof. Well, I guess a few people got some proof, but mostly it's just accusations.
Do y'all remember Jaguar Wright, when she talked about a lot of different celebrities, and one of the celebrities that she talked about was Mary J. Blige, and some of the different situations that she saw Mary J. Blige engage in, and basically on one of her accounts, she was saying that Danny Boy was right, that Mary J was grooming him to and you know, and being sexually active with him. And of course, with him being, I think I'm gonna say Danny Boy was either between 16 or 18, but I think he was more, I think he was below 18 when he was introduced to Mary J, and they started having having some sexual experiences. um this woman, like I said, Mary J, and I love Mary J. I still like some of her songs, but if we're going to hold the same standard for men, we have to hold the same standard for women. And again, this is all allegedly, right? um we weren't there. We can only go by what the person that was there, maybe some of the people that were around in that same era, in that same circle of people that really knew what was going on and really saw what was going on. But it just goes to show you how not only do men groom young women and men, so do women. And you know, Hollywood is really Holly weird at the end of the day. And it's not just Hollywood, it's everywhere. It's at your church, it's at your school, it's at your job, it's in your family. You just never know what people are doing because the demonic energy that's going on is so thick. It is so thick that it's just in the air. And some of the people that you would never think, like the Hollywood executive son, you would have never thought that this man would dismember his wife and his in-laws. You would never think that. And unfortunately, it happens. Now, it's somebody that hit my link, but if you hit my link, you will cam up so I can see you, because I'm not playing no games over here and all that trolling. Y'all can go to hell with that. Okay? So I'm just letting silly people know, because there's a lot of silly people on this app and a lot of demonic activity, a lot of demonic spirits be on these apps. And that's why they troll so much, because they're really demonic. They have no face, but they have so much demonic energy that they try to destroy other people's channel. See, it's a lot of people on here don't take accountability for nothing, but they point the finger at everyone. Now we're going to stop all this BS that some of y'all do on here. And I would tell you to take your trifling, know nothing ass and go on back where you came from. Okay? So back to what I was saying. We see a lot of that going on, just a lot of demonic energy in your in everywhere you go. You can go to the store, people mad at the store. You're like, what you so mad at? People bumping into you and looking at you. You know, it's just like people are just on demon time everywhere you go. Then you can't get away from it. Then you come on this app, then you got to deal with some more demonic energy. And to think that sometimes they come in gangs. So it's so much stuff that is if you're trying to be a decent human being, right? If you're trying to be a decent human being and actually strive to do better, strive for righteousness, you will see that there's people around you that don't care about striving for righteousness. They don't care about trying to be a different person or a better person. They want to continue to keep being evil, and they want to drag you in the evilness with them. That's what you'll see. You'll have people that will post your picture, that will do all types of evil things. And they will think that they are really right in what they are doing. And that's why I say we live in a world where there's so much demonic energy. It's really pitiful. And it's getting worse. And if you can't see that through the stories that I showed you, I don't know what to tell you. And some of you have already seen it because you may have seen some things in your family. And if you live in, and if you work in education, if you work in social services, you're going to see it even more. Some of these kids that I were telling you about, they got to grow up and they're going to be adults. Are they going to do and take the same things that happened to them and do it to their children if they have children, or do it to somebody else's children? See, groomers are sometimes can be other children. Basically, those are children that molest other children. They have went through it, so they groom another child. And then the cycle goes on unless someone breaks it. So you see all this stuff going on. You see all the stuff that's going on YouTube. You see all the things that's going on in the news. Like I said, and some of that can be fabrication because sometimes they make things a little bit more worse than what they are. And sometimes they're right on point. But that's left up for debate on social media, with the news. But I'm going to just say the things that's happening out there are real. And sometimes they're worse than what you think. So just be careful. Just be mindful. Try to strive to be a decent person. No one's perfect, but just try to be a decent person. Try not to get enwrapped in this demonic energy when you start to act like some of the people that you hate their ways. I'm not going to say hate the person, but hate their ways, hate their personality. You hate their spirit because it's so foul. It's so disgusting. And a lot of things that happen to people, sometimes I used to say, ask as a child, why do bad things happen to good people? I never got that answer. All the answer that I got from, my family was sometimes that's just how life is. And then I got the other answer. We don't always know why things happen, but it just happens because it's supposed to happen. And I used to say, that doesn't make any sense. I used to question as a child, well, that doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to happen. Why is it supposed to happen? If God is good, why does this stuff happen to good people? Because it does not make sense. The truth is, we will never know why it happens. It happens because it's life. And unfortunately, bad things are going to happen to good people. And nothing sometimes happens to bad people. That's what irritates me. Hey, CKJ, what's good? Thank you. That's what's irritating. It's irritating to me that bad people can get away with everything. But unfortunately, who's to say who is good and who is to say who is bad? None of us really can be a good judge of that because, to be honest with you, We're all on the same playing field. And if we believe in a higher power, there's only one judge anyway. You just have to decide what side you're going to be on, the good side or the evil side. And as I look around today, I say most of these folks, they want to be on the evil side. They enjoy it. They get a thrill from it. But I'm going to say there is people that strive to be decent people. There's people that try to treat people like they want to be treated. And that's what I desire to be. I desire to be a decent person. I'm not perfect. I'm not striving to be, because that's unrealistic and that would be disingenuous of me to say. But I will say I do want to be a decent person to where I try to treat people like I want to be treated. And that's it. I desire to be genuine, more genuine than fake. Now, I can't change anybody else's mind on me, because I really don't care most of the time about other people's opinion that don't know me, and I don't care nothing about them. But I do care what the people that I love, that I care for, that I like, that, and even people just in general, that I come off like with some type of compassion, that I don't just treat everybody. I don't treat people like crap for the most part. But I tell you, some people in this earth, they are hard to love. They are definitely hard to love. So my desire is to strive. Will I always be successful? Absolutely not. Will you be successful all the time? Absolutely not. But it's not going to hurt you to strive to be better. Right, Start Seed. Stay with the Most High in these last days, no matter what. You better stay with something more than yourself. You better believe in something more than yourself. I can tell you that. Because believing in yourself can only get you so far. So you better have something that is higher than you. And that is the truth of the matter. So I'm going to share this with you guys. I hope you guys press the like button. And I do want to bless somebody today that is still in the chat. So don't leave just yet. Let's see. I'm gonna share this with y'all, and I want y'all to see what y'all think about this. Again, I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person. I believe in keeping connected to the Most High. For me, that's Yeshua HaMashiach. To some, it's Jesus Christ, because I am a believer, and I will not deny my faith to make other people comfortable. But I will not disrespect anyone that believes different than me. That's something that I won't do. But I will not deny who I believe in. But as I go through my journey, I understand that there's good and evil in this world. And if we ignore that there's an evil, or there's an adversary that seeks to take our soul, our joy, we are very mistaken. And we are very fooled if we think that there's nothing in this world like that. I'm going to share this with you. This is a guy by the name of Prince. I think it's EA. It's inspired by Paul Harvey, a 1965 virgin, If I Were the Devil. I'm going to share this with you. And I want your thoughts on this.
My first victim.
I'm gonna start over.
If I was the devil, my first victim will be the kids. From the moment they left their mother's precious wombs and were born, I would condition them to see racial division as a norm. And I wouldn't stop till I've stripped their innocence, divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book of Genesis. And see, as they grew up, I would continue my infiltration. For 12 years, I would steal their hearts and minds from them and call it education. If I was the devil, my next victim will be women. I'd make old, out-of-touch men control women's bodies and rights. What better way to curse God than to disrespect the very bringers of life? Speaking of God, if I was the devil when it comes to religion, I put my plan together perfectly. I'd allow you to worship Jesus every Sunday, and on the other 6 days, I'd make you worship me. In the form of money, fame, lust, and greed, to my religion, I wouldn't need to convert you. I'd turn the 10 commandments to the 10 suggestions and make virtue signaling more important than virtue. I give you just enough religion to hate each other, but not enough to love each other. And for my final evil strategy, I'd make you forget the whole purpose of religion was spirituality. If I was the devil, I wouldn't come dressed in a red cape and pointy horns. I'd drive a Lambo, have a pretty face and a Gucci belt on. Basically, I'd take the form of everything you ever wished for and watch you create your own hell. I don't need to torch the earth. And as far as politicians go, I'd change nothing. They're already doing my dirty work. If I was the devil low-key, I'd be behind the scenes. You wouldn't have to see me. I would normalize dysfunction and call it reality TV. And in this reality, I would attack your self-worth, making it hard to heal from. I'd show you images of fake bodies and make them more attractive than real ones. If I was the devil, I'd make you pray to technology and idolize those who create it. I'd make clout the #1 drug and steal millions of lost souls as they chased it. Now, if I was the devil, I wouldn't do it all at once. I'd take my time instead. I'd eat away at your morals little by little, exactly how cancer spreads. Speaking of cancer, if I was the devil, I'd feed you tasty food that makes you ill. Then I'd turn your doctors into drug dealers, selling you pills that keep you coming back instead of truly healed. Yeah, if I was Lucifer, then I'd know life and death are in the tongue. So I'd make your knife and fork your executioner. See, you can't achieve higher consciousness if your body is sick. You won't opt for positive information if you have inflammation. If I was Satan, my cleverness would be admired. Why do you think the word inflammation literally means to set on fire? If I was the devil, I'd show you how to really flex. I would release pandemics on the world to give people the chance to really care for each other and then sit back and laugh as they exploited and became scared of each other. Basically, if I was the devil, I'd keep doing what I'm doing. God is my witness. I already control your systems. Don't try to fight against this. Because for my last trick, I would make smart people like you doubt whether I ever existed.
Wow. I saw that and I was like, that blew me away. That blew me away. Well, that said a lot right there. you know. That said a lot right there. Guys, I hope y'all had a good night tonight. I hope that someone was able to get some of the things that I was saying. But I know my goal for 2024 is to strive to be more of a decent person, is to not walk so blindly in ignorance and open my eyes to what is really before me, to not allow anyone in real life on this app take away my joy. It's also to set boundaries for myself. And it's also I want to do in 2024. I want to execute any plan that I have set out for myself and accomplish each and every goal. I don't know what your plans are or your goals are for the future. I don't even call them New Year's resolutions because New Year's resolutions are temporary. And you think about them the first week of January. After January, you're back to your old thing. So I'm starting this year. I've been starting this year working on my 2024. And I'm making them goals because goals, especially if you have them in your mind, you set to execute those goals. You want to accomplish each and every goal. Resolution to me seems so temporary. It seems so not, it's just something people say. But when you say a goal, that means you're actually going to work towards something and you're going to work to accomplish that. You're determined to accomplish that. So I hope that in your 2024, you make goals for yourself that are realistic, but also things that can be life-changing for you, and not to be the same type of person or deal with the same type of foolishness you dealt with in 2023. It comes a point in your life when if you 30, if you 40, if you 50, if you 60, it comes a point in your life where you need to just grow up. You just need to grow up. Right. Right, Starseed. Exactly. It's about advancing in your life. Don't stay in the same BS. And just do something different. Thank you, Gartrell. I know sleep coming down on me too. But I just want you guys to know that let's see. Who can I bless tonight? Who need a blessing? Who needs some lunch tomorrow? Now, don't everybody do it at once. Somebody that needs some lunch tomorrow, put your cash out in the chat. And as soon as you do that, I will cash app you a little something. Please do it. I know some of y'all don't want to do it because Cece, she's a giver, but she don't like to receive. Some people are givers and they don't like to receive. But we all need to be blessed sometime, right? So I'm going to give y'all a couple of more seconds before I exit stage left. I would like for someone, and don't be shy, put your cash app in the chat, the first come, first serve. And let me bless you with something. Because I appreciate you guys, everybody. I hope I named everybody today that came in the chat. If I didn't charge it to my head and not my heart, because I think that everybody comes that over here is a blessing to me. And I'm gonna do like TY say, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you came here. So I want to be a blessing to my people. Because I don't want to be just a taker, but I want to be a giver as well. Put your cash app chat. Yeah, somebody put your cash app in there. I'm counting it down. Somebody put their cash app. And then some people don't like, I guess, because they don't want everybody knowing their name or something like that. Some people don't want their cash app information, but like I said, I'm just gonna bless you. I'm not gonna bother you. Not gonna do anything to you. but I want to be able to give somebody something. Nobody? Coming once, coming twice, coming 3 times. Nobody wants cash. All right. So when I exit stage left, don't be putting your cash up in there when I end this live. All right. But guys, thank you so much for coming through. Well, I guess I can keep this money into the next live. But I thank you guys for coming through. Make sure you press the like button. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you have people that you think would like my content, make sure you share this to some people. I really appreciate those people that actually share my lives with other people. I don't know when I'll be back this week because I have a lot going on. I got some Christmas parties coming up. And I got some other things coming up. So I'm going to be very in some festivities this week. So I don't kind of know when the next time I'll try to do another live this week. So thank you guys for coming through. I guess nobody wants any lunch. So thank you, Chiki. Great live. Good night. Thank you. And I hope you guys come back. Thank you so much for your interaction in the chat. Thank you, Russell Red and Sickums and whoever else that came in and blessed me with the cash out. I appreciate you for everything you do with, and may God bless you. And let me see. Nobody wants a cash app, I guess. Okay. Well, until next time, love you to Reese's Pieces. Y'all have a good night. Thank you. Bye.